record on this computer, and I think we're recording. Okay, so let me pull share screen. Desktop, share screen. Okay, can y'all see that?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. And so welcome to week 2. So glad y'all are here. And I'm so glad that I can hear you. It's not user error this week. So, I am super glad. Now, let's start. Last week, you were supposed to listen to a call on the products by Joe and Christina. Did y'all listen? Did you pick up any tips? I did not have a chance since I've been out of town to pull up the Google form, so I don't know who has done that, who has not. So I was trying to do that before, but then my computer froze. So
there was like 6 links altogether, if I remember correctly. I watched them all.
Okay. What was your biggest takeaway? Couple takeaways.
Just mostly, I need to get, practice with the products more, but that's just part of, and learning more about the products. And it goes hand in hand with the training I have to do at work, where I have to give out the fabs on everything, the features and benefits. And it's just with everything going on, it's just too much for me, but I'll just going to commit to trying to spend 15 minutes a day on something.
That's a really good plan. So really, really good plan. And congrats on a fantastic show.
Two shows.
2 shows, that's right. Sorry, like I said, I've been kind of trying to check on my phone over the weekend, but I was at a family reunion, so I was kind of half paying attention. So congratulations on that. So, because you hit 1,500, I think, right?
No, I made it to set. I got just under 900. Okay. Oh no, I got a little over 900. So I made it to getting the 750 level of gifts.
That's still good.
That's awesome. As free product, because I also got my first 100 Pampered Chef dollars too. So I got to go shopping for like all the little tools and things I need.
There you go.
Yeah.
That will work.
Who is this talking? Who's talking right now?
Oh, I'm Debbie.
Is that Verone? Debbie, okay. Congratulations. Sorry, it's Lauren.
Okay.
I can't see anybody.
Yeah, I know. Who else got to watch or listen? Who listened? There was one that was a listening to as an audio. Did anybody listen to that?
It was about an hour long. Yes. Yeah.
I listened to it as well.
Yeah.
You already have my answer.
I know, Cheryl, we talked about it already. We talked about they talked a lot about the old cookware because it was prior to our new cookware, but you can still apply their techniques that they talked about to our current cookware. You'll just need to know you need to go on to Consultants Corner to learn the features and benefits of our current cookware lines. And I had taken notes, but I don't remember. I don't know what I did with the sheet because
I would say that was probably the case for most of the videos that I watched or listened to, because they're talking about guest levels and all, and it's like, and it was, that's the thing that was different. Well, these must be a couple years old at least.
Yeah, some of them are older, but some things I wrote down were the product collections always work with a collection. You're talking about one, but talk about the whole. You're showing one, but talk about the collection.
Right.
Get the guests to sell to each other, cross-selling and add-ons, adding purchases at checkout, the features and benefits like you were saying before. But one thing that I picked up this time listening to it was they have to hear things 3 times before they may get it. So even if you feel like you've said it over and over again, say it again. So, and you get what you pay for. So those were some of the notes that I wrote down. Okay. Now we're going to move on. We've talked a little bit about selling and you've watched some of those. So now at your shows, whether they're virtual or cooking, I'm going to mute everybody. Hang on.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I have no idea how to mute, and they're watching a movie. So
okay.
That's probably me.
Okay. Okay, there you go. Okay, so use those tips that you've learned. You can go back and watch them at any time. There's so much more that's on Consultants Corner that you can learn from. But part of this training is to get you excited about and understanding that there is so much that you can go and learn and resources to pull from. Even if you aren't doing, 5 in a week, just 1 a week, that's just stuff that will help you as you go. So let's move on to bookings and prospecting. And when you're excited about something and you're educated on something, it's really easy to share. And think about how our products have changed your life. Maybe getting food on the table faster, or being able to eat at home more and not eat out as much. Research has shown those that have families that eat dinner together have better scores on their SATs. They interview better. Just all things, positive things by having that family time. Hey, Tiffany. But when you know information like that, it's not that difficult to want to share with other people, and so that they can benefit from being able to cook at home as well. So how does that make y'all feel, knowing that you're having an impact on future generations just by going to do a show?
It's exciting.
It's exciting. Okay. What makes it exciting for you, Cheryl?
Because even though like I sell the products, like I always learn something new. Like a customer who's shopped with me many times, they'll be like, "Oh, I used it for this." Like, that's fantastic. I would have never thought of it.
Mm-hmm. So they're helping you, you're helping them. It's a relationship.
It's a two-way. Yeah, it's a two-way street.
Definitely. Anybody else?
On one of the shows I just had, there was a guest who, she is a longtime Pampered Chef customer, and she uses the pressure cooker, and she put 3 of the ceramic egg cookers in the pressure cooker, made oatmeal, and put whole eggs, in the shell. I think she put like 6 altogether in there and cooked it. And she says, so she's able to make breakfast for the family, and it keeps it hot. And then she takes it out, and it was just like, wow. She says if Pampered Chef ever comes up with an electronic, pressure cooker, because she has that, whatever is the latest one right now, she says she'll buy it in a heartbeat. Pampered Chef makes one, but right now she has to go with something else. But it was just that, I never would have thought to put those ceramic egg cookers in a pressure cooker.
I wouldn't have either. I'd be worried they'd break. So
she said they've been doing it for years, and she even sent me a video.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So we have things like they can have a healthy breakfast, so they're not just eating
yes,
a quick granola bar. I mean, not that granola bars are bad, but just they're getting a more healthy protein and everything breakfast than that. So let's keep moving. So when you're out and about, wear a Pampered Chef shirt, carry a Pampered Chef tote, carry something with Pampered Chef on it, wear your name badge, or wear your apron. I don't know that I could do that, but I have seen people do that. Tiffany made a face. I guess.
I only do that by accident when I go to Kroger on the way home from the show, and then go, ah!
Oh, so you don't take it off when you go to your car.
Never a plan.
Another great thing, I'm a lot of times when I'm practicing a recipe, I'll carry the season's best in, because I'm getting all the ingredients for different recipes, and people always ask, oh, what cookbook is that? And that's a great conversation starter. This talks about a Naughty Brownie recipe card. There is a Naughty Brownie because this is a little bit older, from a Season's Best a couple years ago, and it's a fun little demo, and you can make up little cards that have that recipe on there so that you can give them away when you're talking to people, and it has your contact information. So you're thinking, I don't know about that. But if somebody was giving you, do you ever see the recipes on the, I'm talking about on the shelves, they have those little you'll pick up one of those recipes. It's kind of the same thing. So whenever you're out and about and you've got something that you can give them in exchange for maybe getting information, then that's a positive. So does that make y'all nervous to talk to people, Cheryl?
I actually had my Pampered Chef totes the other day when I went to the grocery store, and the cashier was like, oh, those are so cute. And I was like, yeah, they're Pampered Chef. And, she's like, oh, I need a set of those when I go to college this fall. And I'm like, oh. So I gave her my card. I got her email, and I'm going to invite her to my Christmas in July sale.
Excellent. Very good. So, yeah, those polka dot shopping totes are amazing. People always comment whenever you use those. So any opportunity to share is good. So I'm not really crazy. Everybody eats, right?
Yeah.
You know, how many of y'all used to struggle with what to fix for dinner before Pampered Chef? I don't like to
I
cook.
still do.
Yeah. So, how many of you, ask how many of you struggle with which tools to use for your dinner, or you looked in the cabinet or fridge hoping something would jump out. There's tons of people. We're not the only ones. But now that we have the right tools that make it easier, we're being selfish if we don't share. Because now I don't dread it quite as much, because I can go in there and cook chicken breast in my rock crock in the microwave in 8 minutes for a chicken salad. Whereas before I'm like, oh, I got to boil the chicken and I got to debone it and I got blah, 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 blah. And I hated it. And now I don't dread it as much. So think about the reasons why you love your tools and how they have helped you. And that's what you want to share. And so don't be selfish. You want to share with people. So going back to the brownie recipe. So that's kind of, it's an example you can do with it however you want. So whenever you're out and somebody says, oh, what are you making? Because they see you with the card. You say, I'm making some brownies. Do you know if this is a good brownie mix recipe or brownie mix brand? And if they're in the same aisle as you, I'm making this recipe tonight to try. Do you think this will work? Have you heard of Pampered Chef? What do most people say whenever you say Pampered Chef?
They usually say yes.
You say yes, or I love Pampered Chef. So you'll be doing something and somebody will say, I love Pampered Chef. So the IKR means I know right. So just so you're wondering what IKR is. When is the last time you've been to a party or a show? Would you like a new product flyer? That's the little mini catalogs. That way you can see what the new products are. Can I get your information? So there are several different ways you can get information. You can put a Post-it note on each of the mini catalogs and then write down their information as you talk to them. Say, hey, I'd love to add you to my email newsletter. If you want to share your email, and then, or if you want me to mail you a full catalog and an address, or you can put one of the door price slips on there. So it's got all the information. So there's all that information, because you don't want to stand there and have a 20-minute conversation right there in the grocery store. They're busy, you're busy. So get their information so you can follow up. But this is important. Follow up. And this is true for vendor events. When you do a vendor event, follow up within 24 to 48 hours or get rid of the lead. Because they're not going to, 3 days from now, a week from now, you call them, they're like, what did I tell? I don't remember. And then it's left their brain because life is crazy. So they just met you out and about. They didn't get to see the whole party in the show. So it's a different experience. So if you're in the checkout line, I can't wait to try these brownies at home. Don't they look amazing? And then if the checker asks about it, say, have you heard of the Pampered Chef? I love Pampered Chef. When's the last time you've seen a catalog? Here's a copy of our latest spring products. Check out the Quixicle Maker. It's taking summer to a whole new level. I'd love to follow up with you to see what you think about the new products. Give them the Post-it note or the drawing slip. Let them fill it out. Can I get your information so I can follow up with you? Thanks so much. Now, if they're super excited or they're like, oh my gosh, that looks really cool, then talk to them about having a show. And that way, tell them how they can get it for free instead. So it's just having a conversation. And when you share, you're really caring, because it's not, yes, you're going to sell the products. Yes, you're going to make a sale, but you're also helping them. So think of it as a service. You're meeting a need. Somebody struggles with cooking, or they're looking at produce in the produce section and you can tell they don't have a clue what they're doing. You go, do you need some help? And then you can help them know how to pick a lemon or a lime or a pineapple, or if you know the best way to pick produce. And then they're, well, how do you know that? Well, I do, so that you can help people that way too. So how many of y'all have a 20-second commercial where if somebody asks, what do you do? How do you respond? Anybody? Y'all are really quiet tonight.
Tired.
So Angela, what I say is something along the lines of, oh, I help people figure out easy ways to get dinner on the table in 30 minutes or less.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times that triggers them to then ask you, oh, how do you do that? Or, well, what does that mean? Or something like that. But I would rather them ask me for more information than me to like vomit all the information on them. So
Yes.
I just put it in, you know, figure out what solution you want to solve for people and state it like that in a single sentence.
And if you notice, she said not one thing about Pampered Chef in her sentence. You don't want to just come out with that. You know, I help people get back to the table and eat with their families, or I create, like it says on here, I create mealtime memories with quality tools. I help moms learn how to cook. Tiffany?
I say something simple like, I'm a kitchen trainer, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like an athletic trainer, only I show people how to put meals on a table.
Mm-hmm.
And normally I don't even say it that much. I just go, they go, well, how do you know that? Well, I'm a kitchen trainer. And they go, that's all you need.
Yeah. So, and it's short and it's sweet. So, and then that will prompt them to ask, well, how do you know that? Or what do you do? Or anything. So it's that it piques their interest, something that piques their interest. So, and then whenever somebody says, oh, you're with Pampered Chef, or have you heard of the Pampered Chef? What do they say? I love Pampered Chef. So if you had to say you're a lawyer, would they say, oh, I love lawyers? Probably not. So, okay. So we have been out and about. We've talked to people. It's not part of your homework, but what I would challenge you to do is carry the mini catalogs in your purse in a bag and with their stickies or with the door prize slips. And when you're out and about, challenge yourself to give out 10 a week. So you're meeting new people, which helps you get out of your immediate circle. So that can just be a little side note to take in. It's not part of your homework, but the magic number is 2. And every show you do, you want to have 2 bookings. Why do you think that is?
One to replace the one you just had and one for a future.
Yes, that is correct. So what if you got just one? And I was going to try and find this. Shelly, do you know where that sheet is? I was going to try and find it, but my computer froze on me, so I didn't have time to do it before.
Which one do you need?
The 2 bookings a show, 1 booking at a show, where your business will be in.
Okay, yeah, let me find it real quick.
In director bound. So it's a great visual, and I was going to pull it up and I just couldn't because of my computer. So when you have 2 bookings, then your business stays constant, correct? You're not going to be going, oh my gosh, I don't have any shows. What am I going to do? When you get 2, like Cheryl said, you replace the one you just did and you add a new one. And if you want to get do even more, add a catalog or a virtual to it as well. So let's make sure you get those 2 bookings, okay? Well, before we go to the next slide that has some ideas, what are things that y'all think will help you get bookings at shows? Debbie, I'll ask you for one. I'm going to ask each one of you.
Sorry, I just lost the thing went away. I'm just trying to find it again. Sorry.
Okay, well, while you're looking, Kendra, are you still there?
Yep.
What is something that you think that can help you get 2 bookings at a show?
Product knowledge.
Product knowledge. Okay, that's good. So they know you know something. Excellent. Cheryl, while Debbie's still looking, Cheryl, what about you?
Oh, I forgot.
What would be something to help you get bookings at a show?
Oh, ask them like if there was something on their wish list that they can't afford right now. You know, post their own and get it for free or a discount price.
Yep, ways for them to get the products.
Thing I got from the one of the videos, it was the she said, well, Susie here wants to get this item at half price when someone books a show. So then it's like someone's wanting to help out their friend.
Mm-hmm. For the future party pick.
Right.
You let them know that. Okay, well, let's read some different things. Host coaching. Everything boils down to host coaching. You will hear this till you're blue in the face from any of your recruiters or your leaders, because host coaching is where you make your paycheck. The show is where you pick it up. Host coaching is where you earn it. So you want to show up on time. If you get stuck in traffic, you want to call your host and say, hey, I'm stuck in traffic. I'm coming. I can't get there right whenever I said I was going to. Make sure your dishes are clean. Have you ever gone to a show and go, oh yeah, I can't use that because it's all dirty because it didn't get washed? You don't want to do that because that's going to gross people out, and it's just not sanitary, and that's not professional. So you don't want to show up in Daisy Dukes and a halter top at a show. You want to dress differently. So you want to smell good. You don't want, if you've been out in the sun and pulling weeds and doing that all day, take a shower before you go to your show. You don't want to stink. So this one's important. Talk about high price products to create the desire beyond the budget. So if all you talk about are things like the Scoop Loop and the Core and More and the vegetable peeler and the quick, no, we don't have that anymore, the microwave grips, what's going to happen?
That's all they're going to buy.
You'll sell those.
You'll sell them. They'll buy them. But do you give them a reason to come back?
No.
No.
So
So
that
with,
was what one of the ladies talked about. She said she never talks the things that she sells. It's not the things she sell. The low end items sell themselves. You don't have to talk about them.
correct. And you want to spend a proportionate amount of time on the amount of the product. So you're not going to spend 20 minutes talking about the trivet and 2 minutes talking about the Rock Clark slow cooker set. It needs to be the reverse, because that's what they may not know about, understand, and you need to create that desire about why they want it, painting pictures, the different things that we've talked about by doing that. What was one of the tips that I said was from the call? You want people have to hear things how many times?
3.
3 times. So you mentioned bookings one way in your intro. This is the outline from carolredude.com, her outline, how to make a show outline, something during the demo and in your closing. You want to refer to bookings in several different ways throughout the show, beginning, middle, and end. Door price slip. Do you give that out at the beginning of your show? Oh, that scares me that y'all don't know the answer.
Oh, I'm ready.
Sorry.
I'm making notes.
No, you want to do it at the end.
Yes, how come?
That way you're not being pushy about getting their information towards the end. You know, people are more relaxed. You know, they get to know you more. They don't feel, and you're not making them uncomfortable about asking for their information. You know, about wanting to follow up with them.
Yeah, they get to know you better. It's also, if they do it at the beginning, what are they going to market everything? No.
Yeah.
If you talked about that high price product that we're creating a desire for, whether it's the multi-pot with the strainer or the Rock Clark Dutch oven set or the cookware, if you really pique their interest, now at the end when they do a door price slip, they have a reason to have a show because they want that, but they can't afford it. So that's why a lot of our high price tools we think of as booking tools. So definitely, and don't just pass them out. You want to walk them through it. Hold up the door price slip. Let them know, hey, this is how I know how to help you. And then walk them through the questions. If you want to have a super fun show like tonight, check the box here. Check yes here. Maybe you can't do a cooking show. Let's do a virtual show. Check the box here. Did you love what I did tonight? You think that would be something for you? Let me know here. Walk them through all the information. Don't just pass them out. And then do it one at a time. Don't just pass the pad. That way you're making that contact with each person too. Are y'all familiar? This is another thing that you can do. Have y'all heard of the 3-pile checkout?
No.
No? Okay. What that is you've got those orange, I don't have any out, those orange opportunity brochures sitting out. You've got host packets sitting out, and you've got maybe a recipe card or a business card or something like that. And so when you're talking to each guest, you start with the opportunity. Oh my gosh, you sold everything for me tonight. Have you ever thought about doing something like Pampered Chef? No, that's just not for me. Well, great. Look at your wish list. You weren't able to get that. What about doing a show and getting some things for free? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that sounds like I might something to do. You've got your host packet and you're good to go. If they say no to that, then you say, I'd love to be your Pampered Chef consultant. Would you like my business card so that you will know how to get a hold of me and think of me as your Pampered Chef consultant? So you have the 3 piles to talk about the 3 different ways that you can help them. Any questions on that?
Makes sense.
Okay. If they say no to a cooking show, ask if they'll do a virtual or a catalog show, because sometimes they will. When they don't have time to get people together, they may still do a catalog or a virtual show. Ask for referrals. Use your host. How many of y'all have ever had your host tell your host, you get a half price item when somebody books a show, so then they get busy and start talking to their friends, right? Because it's going to help them too. And they don't get everything they want usually at their show. There's usually some other things. So have her help you get those bookings. You can offer an incentive. So if a host gets 3 bookings, she can get this. Or when you book your show, I'll bring the ingredients. Or just any little incentive. That's optional. If you have a cancellation and you need to fill a date in close, that's a great thing to kind of do to help keep your calendar solid and consistent. Know about your products when you're doing the demo. You don't have to know where they're made, you don't have to know all that 100%. You need to know the basics of their construction, if they have a question, is a dishwasher safe, yes or no, that kind of stuff. But you need to tell them how it's going to benefit them. The features and benefits, kind of back to that. So know your products. Go to Consultants Corner, product training. There's so much information. Smile, have fun. Nobody wants to, I love this, nobody wants to book a show with an Eeyore. You can do a show with me. We'll have so much fun. Oh my gosh, let's do a show. We could do salad and sangria. And, so you got to have some energy and excitement. So you don't have to be a cheerleader. You don't have to be, I'm not a super outgoing person, but I can still enjoy myself, and people know when you're enjoying what you're doing. And have your calendar ready to book that night at the show. How come?
So that way to follow up with them. You have a date set. You're not waiting to book their party.
Right. How many times have you said somebody, I want to do a show, but then they leave, so you don't get to talk to them? And is it easy to catch up to them, or is it usually phone tag, or you don't reach them?
Tag. Or
Impossible.
They change their minds.
Or they change their minds. So when they're the most excited at the show, that's when you want to get your calendar out. Say, great. Do you want to do, July or August or whatever? Oh, July. Okay, weeknight or weekend. Then they pick that. Okay, Saturday or Sunday. Okay, I've got this day or this day. You're giving them a choice, but you're also guiding them to what's available for you. So it is so important to do that at the show. There will be times that you won't, and they won't book. There's nothing you can do about that. Do your best. If they won't book, you just can't. You'll have to follow up with them like they asked. But if at all possible, book at the show. So I pulled that document up, by the way, Angela. Oh, you did? Oh, why don't you let me stop my share, right? Do I have to stop my share for you to share? Let's see. See if I can steal it. There, I got it. Yeah. Okay. Oh, no, it says you cannot share while the other participant is sharing. Let me stop share then. Okay. Okay. Oh, I see Lauren now. This is it. Can you see it? Uh-huh. Yeah. So do you want to walk them through it? Sure, I can. Okay, so 2 bookings should be the goal at every party, and this is why. So this is a 2 bookings from every party versus 1 booking from every party. And I don't know about you, but sometimes, when you get that 1 booking, you feel like, yes, I got a booking. But truthfully, once you go through this, you'll see why it's really not helping you that much. Okay, so 2 bookings at every party. So you start month 1 with 6 shows on your calendar. 2 of those shows cancel because that happens in this business. So you hold 4. So if you hold 4 and you get 2 bookings at every one of those, then you have 8 new parties. However, if you got 1 booking at each of those 4 shows that you held, you only have 4 new parties. So what I want to point out by just in this first month is you've already doubled the amount of shows you had by getting 2 bookings versus 1 booking. Okay, then we go into month 2. So if you get 1 booking at every show, you had 4 shows, 2 cancel. So you hold 2, you get a booking at every one of those, so you have 2 new parties on your calendar. Versus month 2, if you get two bookings at every show,
You you had 8 booked, you had 2 cancellations, so you held 6, and then 2 bookings at each of those 6 is 12 new parties. So you can see it continues on down, always calculating with cancellations. Even when we get to month 4 and we have 20 parties over here, they say, well, 20 parties, you're going to have more cancellations, right? But even so, you're still in your 4th month of business holding 16 parties, getting 2 bookings at every one of those, and you have 32 parties on your calendar. Versus month 4, with 1 booking at every show. In month 3, you did 2. You had 2 cancel, so you actually did no shows in your 3rd month of business, and your 4th month you have no shows, so you're out of business. So it's pretty dramatic, the difference between 32 new parties on your calendar versus no parties on your calendar in only 4 months.
Thank you. So any questions on that, or can you see the impact, why that's just that one little difference? So let me ask you this. If you left your show, or you ended your virtual show with just 1 booking, or you left your cooking show with just 1, what should you do?
Follow up with the guests that seemed like they were on the fence and talk to them again.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So follow up with everybody to get that second booking. So you can say, when would you follow up?
Within a week, no less than a week.
I would say, like we said earlier, within 1 to 2 days.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you just talked to them and they were on the fence and they're waiting. If you haven't talked to them, within 24 to 48 hours, you want to follow up while they're still excited. It's still fresh in their mind and everything.
Angela, can I mention something that I'm doing in this situation that's working?
Uh-huh.
I'm following up with everyone who places an outside order on the show. And so I'm sending each of those people that places an outside order a text message that says, thank you so much for ordering. I really, really appreciate you. Since I didn't get to meet you personally, I was wondering if it would be okay if I offered you the same customer service as everyone else received. And of course, that's a really easy question for them to come back and say, sure, or yeah, that sounds fine. Mm-hmm. And then that allows me to open the conversation with them to do a full service checkout. So I do a full service checkout with them just like as if they had been at the show. So just like you said, Angela, with the pile up, I start by asking, have you ever been to a Pampered Chef show before? Oh yeah, I went to one 20 years ago. I have so much of your stuff. Oh, you're a Pampered Chef lover. That's awesome. Have you ever thought about doing something like this? So I start with that. And then I work my way down to, well, the show was so much fun. I'm so sorry you had to miss it. I have these great theme parties going on for July. I'd love to help you get some free stuff. And I booked 4 parties, not all in July, but I booked 4 parties from my June parties doing this with outside orders.
That's awesome.
So it really does work.
Okay.
Hey, Shelly, can you kind of write out an outline for that?
Sure, I have it already because I've sent it to Kendra, right, Kendra? Okay. So, yeah, I'll post it on our team page forever.
And Shelly, when you do that follow-up, you start with the text and then do you phone call?
It kind of depends. You can pretty easily tell whether someone is a texter or not once you start that texting conversation. If every response is sure, yes, fine, then I would try to get them on the phone. I would try to transition that to get them on the phone to actually have a conversation because they're not one of those people that, communicates via text very much. Mm-hmm. But you can usually tell if somebody is like, yeah, I love Pampered Chef. I used to do it 20 years ago. They send you a paragraph back. Then that I just keep texting. So.
Mm-hmm. I will be doing that this week. Okay. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to go back to sharing my screen. So we talked last week a little bit about that positive affirmations and then believing in yourself. So when you go to a show, tell yourself, I will get 2 cooking and 1 catalog show today. And what you think on will come true. It may not every time, but that positive thought process is going to make a difference. Call yourself a booking magnet. I'm going to, if we were talking about recruiting, I am a recruiting magnet. People want to talk to me about joining my team. Or I am the best consultant for a show. They're going to want to book with me. So I will, instead of, I wish I got a booking today, I will get bookings today. And I will get to be specific in what you're wishing for. So now last week, we talked about the 4 pillars of success, and we talked about beliefs. And this week you were supposed to be working on that, strengthening your belief system so much that people see how much you love Pampered Chef and how much you believe in it, whether they want to purchase something or they want to book a show or they want to join one of the fastest growing teams in the South. So when you woke up, the first thing you should, or when you wake up, the first thing you should think is, whose life will I change today? Who am I going to help pay a bill this month? Who am I going to help get their family back around the table? Who am I going to help learn how to cook so they don't have to eat all the time? Who am I going to help be able to quit their job? Who starts your day thinking about that, believing, how am I going to do that? So that all goes back to passion. So we're going to talk about passion about our booking opportunity from Pampered Chef. If you don't believe that we have the best host plan out there, and are so passionate about it, then people aren't going to want to book with you because they will know if you don't believe it's a good host plan. So are y'all passionate about your parties?
Of course.
What about the products?
Yeah.
Of course, or we wouldn't be doing what we do.
That's true. Can people tell that you love the products?
Yes.
I think so.
Mm-hmm. Can they tell when you talk about bookings how much fun they're going to have and how crazy they'd be not to have a show?
For me, it might be kind of virtual. It's just how, other than putting it in text, but it's kind of hard to, I have to figure out a way to convey that on Facebook.
I think on the virtual, though, the way the phrasing on your post as well as your interaction on the comments can let them know that you love the products, that you love the business. So that's how they're seeing it through the virtual, I think. Any other comments on that? Okay.
Yeah, I think on a virtual, this is just sort of what I've learned in the last year doing virtual shows is obviously you have to work from an outline, but the more you are having a blast with your comments and GIFs and smiley faces. And truly, like if you're having a good time, it comes through so clearly. Mm-hmm. You don't have to be hilarious, but you do have to be that person that they think, oh, this person's like a lot of fun, Yeah. You have to have that like online persona. It doesn't always come through writing, but it definitely comes through emojis, images, videos, and GIFs.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then you want to be able to paint a picture that, oh my gosh, you would love our team. This would help you so much in this. Paint that picture that they can see about why they would want to be on our team. So we're going to answer some questions again. Are you ready? So, and this, you can write it on a piece of paper. Are you passionate about our products? Are you passionate about booking shows? Are you passionate about sharing the opportunity? And like Carol always says, we're never as good an actress as we think we are. So you may think that it's not coming through, that you're not feeling it, but they can feel it through the phone. They can feel it at your shows if you're just doing it by rote and you're doing it out of habit. They know the difference. So if you don't feel passionate, how can you find that? Here's some great tips. Go to National Conference. There's several of you on tonight's call that are going, and I am so excited that y'all will be joining us. You're going to be, oh my gosh, it's going to be amazing. Go back to PCU. We talked earlier about training. Go to YouTube videos. I posted those last week with some top sellers. There's tons of YouTube videos out there that you can find. Play with your tools at home. If you have a product you don't love, set it on the counter. Make yourself use it every day for a couple weeks until you learn to love that product. Attend team meetings tomorrow night. We'll see you there. Coffee talk call Saturday morning. I can't wait to listen to this week's. I love Jennifer Courtney, so I cannot wait to listen to this yesterday's. Was it good? Yeah, I figured it would be, but I couldn't. And find a Batter Bowl buddy. Find somebody that works their business like you, and pair up and say, I'm really going for this. I need some, somebody to bounce ideas on, somebody to push me a little bit, somebody to hold me accountable. I mean, you can do it with your director, but if you want to do it with a fellow teammate, whatever, that helps a lot. Find a fair or a booth. We're going to be getting to fall before you know it, and there will be all kinds of that stuff going on for fall festivals, everything. And find a Pampered Chef mentor. You know somebody, or you've seen somebody or met somebody that you just really look up to. Call them, say, hey, I just need some, tips, pointers. We love sharing and helping. So, any questions? Y'all are really quiet tonight. Okay. So this week, there's another call. This one's Abundant Bookings with Susan Warshay and Missy Isles. Both top sellers. They're always in the Excellence Awards top. They're amazing. And then write down your 5 takeaways. Like I said earlier, I didn't, because my computer froze, I couldn't pull up the Google form, so I don't know who did the Google form for your homework for last week. So if you haven't done that, make sure you turn that in. And then this week there'll be another Google form I'll do probably Tuesday or Wednesday. So be sure you fill that out too. And then in that form, it'll talk about how many shows are you going to commit to booking, how many out and abouts, how many people are you going to talk to this week. It's July 4th. Are you going to be going to a party? Is there somebody you can talk to? Set up a follow-up call with your recruiter to talk about what you got going on your schedule, what leads, your bookings, your sales, what did you have trouble, and what was your one brag. So I want to brag right now, because I haven't been able to yet, that we have a brand new advanced director on the call tonight, Miss Shelley Beach. She worked really hard. So, and then in order for that to happen, she had to promote a director. And Lauren worked really hard, and her team, actually all the teams, not just the individuals, the whole teams, worked really hard. So Lauren promoted 2. So congratulations to both of y'all. I'm so proud of you. So I cannot wait to watch both of you walk the stage at conference. So this is just a little, I couldn't let it go to not say anything. Okay. Any questions about tonight? Are you feeling passionate?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I just now got on, and I guess I missed everything. So will this be recorded?
It was recorded. I remembered this time.
Oh, good. So I'll have to do this. I tried everything to get on. I found out with the phone, so I don't know what the homework is and everything else.
I'll post.
And congratulations, Lauren and Shelley.
I know. Isn't that exciting?
Thank you, Diane.
So yes, I'll post the slides this week as well as the recording, so that you'll have that. Any other questions? Okay. Well, next Sunday at 8:30, we'll be back, and next week is host coaching, and so we're going to start earning that paycheck for the bookings you're going to get this week. Okay. I hope everybody has a safe and fun 4th, and we will see you next Sunday.
All right.
Okay.
Great. Thank you, Angela.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Cheryl. She sent me a GIF. So.
Ah.
Okay, stop.